Hey. This is Lisa A, and you're listening to Who's That Star on LCC Connect at Lansing Community College. Who's That Star is a behind-the-scenes show where I sit down and talk with the employees at the college. This is an inside look at LCC where you will have a chance to learn about their passions, projects, what inspires them both at work and in their personal lives. I'm your host, Lisa Alexander. I'm so excited to get a chance to talk to all the people who make LCC great. This show is for you to get to know the people that work at Lansing Community College a little bit more and see what makes them tick. Are you ready? Okay, let's go see who's today's star. Today on Who's That Star, we have another star who is a Lansing native. This star has been with Lansing Community College since spring of 2013. She started at LCC as a student in the sign language program. She then earned her bachelor's in community and human service with a family systems concentration from Siena Heights University. Her work at the college primarily supports faculty as a program and office specialist in the Center for Teaching Excellence, CTE. Outside of her work in the CTE, she serves as an inclusion advocate on hiring committees, as a member of the Black History Awareness Committee, Indigenous Peoples Awareness Committee, Take a Stand, Sit-In Committee, PRISM Steering Committee, and Historians at the Movies. In her free time, she enjoys exploring the city, attending local events and festivals, volunteering, and spending time with close family and friends. Okay, let's find out who's today's star. Drum roll, please. Today's star is
Annescia Dillard.
Annescia. I am so glad to have you here on Who's That Star. Thank you for coming today.
Yes, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to be here.
All right, well, we're going to just jump in. Can you tell me a little bit about who you are and what is important to you right now in your life?
Sure. So as you said, I'm a Lansing native. I actually consider myself a Lansing enthusiast. Mm-hmm. I've been here for most of my life. And that's one of the things I really like about working at the college is its community. And so I just am able to really intertwine those things pretty often. What's really important to me right now is my family. We are a pretty large family. And so I have a host of nieces and nephews, and I just really want to spend time with them and spoil them and have them create really great memories with me. And then also I'm passionate about doing good work here at the college. So those are the things that really matter to me right now.
You do good work here at the college. And I would say your family in Lansing is very well known. There's a lot of, I know your aunt works at Sexton, and then your uncle, he does different things like with community, with the football.
That's my brother.
That's your brother?
Yeah. Well, my brother works he's a football coach, and my dad is also a coach. So I have a lot of them are in the Lansing School District.
See, and I may not know because it could be your daddy
it might be
that I'm talking about because I'm not old. Girl, that's a thing. When you be around town for so long, yes. I really don't realize like how old I am. I'm blocking that out.
Hey, that's
okay, but no, but you do. Your family is does a lot of good in the community, and so I'm glad that you're here. You do a lot to help us at the college. I see your name on a lot of different stuff that is supporting faculty and giving us a voice, and you do an excellent job on that. So I never got a chance to tell you, so you can put it and you can replay it over again and say, Lisa, you remember what you said? But, okay, about your role here, what do you like most about what you do?
I really enjoy organizing and planning. I think that's really the area that like I light up, and I love organizing. So when I get to plan things, like when I plan events, one of the things that we do, one of my responsibilities is for our professional development offerings, so like our workshop calendar, mm-hmm. and then also we have professional activity days. So I really enjoy that the like making the pieces fit together and just like all of the details and making it work out. So I do really enjoy the planning, all of that related to professional development.
So when you got out of school, were you already currently, because I know you said you started in 2013, did you continuously work all the way through while you were going to get your bachelor's at Siena?
Yes. It's actually an interesting story because I didn't start as a community college student. I actually went to Western Michigan for 2 years.
Okay.
And I was studying psychology and women's studies at that time. But due to financial reasons, I ended up moving back home. And then my plan was to go back to Western. But then I learned about the sign language program at LCC and how, like, at the time it was really renowned. And so I was like, I'm going to do the sign language program. So while I was doing that, I applied for a job in the Center for Teaching Excellence. And that's kind of how it all started.
Okay.
I started as a student employee and then kind of transitioned to some other roles, but all while being in the same department. And then later on went to get my bachelor's at Siena Heights, all while being here.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. And you switched up, but still ended up getting what you wanted ultimately at the end. And then you seem to really enjoy this job. I know, can you explain a little bit more what CTE is to the audience? Because I don't think people really understand the support that center offers.
Absolutely. Thank you for that question, too. So the Center for Teaching Excellence, we are, and I like to say the phrase, we're a place for faculty. So we really we provide support for faculty. We're one of the few departments on campus that are primarily faculty focused. Mm-hmm. And so we are there to support them with their professional development learning. We offer courses for faculty. We have 3 primary courses that we offer through our department. As I said before, we also help to organize the professional activity days. So a lot of times when there are support or resources that faculty need, they can come and see us as one of the departments on campus that does that work.
I know for me, when I was a new employee here, I would come there because, one, you don't really know where to go to find the things that you need. Mm-hmm. And that place had everything I needed. Plus it had staff to help me. Right. Like, I'm not the best with technology, and I would get frustrated, and I would try to, create documents for classes, and I would get assistance with that. Mm-hmm. I know they had that beginning, like you a new teacher coming, like the pedagogy.
Yeah, our transforming learning through teaching course.
Yeah, and it was like that was so helpful. And I got to work with other people, and this was like way pre-pandemic, but it was like in person, and we all sat around, and I would come in and learn about people, and it was so helpful. Like, how are you supposed to engage students and stuff like that? And then the resources, like, oh, you need a sticky note, and you add junk, you don't really have no, you know what I mean? It's just a good place that I don't think people really understand and utilize the best way. Okay, I'm going on a tangent about it, but
no, we appreciate the shout out. That's great.
Yeah. So what is it that keeps you coming back to work? Why are you so passionate about it?
Well, I really value doing great work, and I'm someone who wants to be impeccable with my word, and so that's something I'm striving to do every day. So I come back, so I continue to improve on what I'm doing, and also really trying to create systems and documentation for, like, if it's not me, the next person will be set up really well, So I feel like I wouldn't be able to do that currently. So I'm coming back to make sure that the work is good, and that if it's going to be with someone else, that it's going to be good for them too. So that's
great. So I want to get to learn a little bit more about outside of LCC. Like, what really lights you up and makes you excited?
Well, there are a few things. I feel like I'm a little unique in a way because I'm someone who likes to ride the bus. I don't drive by choice, so I take the bus a lot of places, and I consider myself a bus evangelist. I try to get people to ride public transportation because there's so many benefits to it. So, when I'm able to, for me, it's a time that I can ride and read a book, meet new people, or really just the commute that we have. A lot of folks have to focus on traffic, or it's just a time that you can sit and you can take in the sights, you can do something, you can journal, you can listen to music, and it's time that you have to yourself.
Right.
And I think that's a really great part of it. As I said before, I like organizing, so I'm kind of a nerd about spreadsheets and tables and data. That kind of gets me lit up sometimes in really unique ways. And So I'm always giving myself like little challenges where I can incorporate data. Like as an example, last year I wanted to ride my bike more. So I gave myself a challenge of I'm going to ride my bike 25 times in 2023, you know? So I'll do things like that to kind of motivate myself. So yeah, just like I find data showing up a lot in my life, like numbers and like challenges and stuff. And so, yeah.
And I think that's so interesting because not to say that not social work or, you know, where you got your psychiatrist, not that there's not data in that, but it's more like a lot of times people are trying to like, you know, you just working with people where they are, whereas you really sound like you like looking at the data and comparing information. Have you thought about like furthering your career in, you know, because they got like educational data or different types of master degree programs or other programs where you can utilize that interest? Have you thought about those?
I do think about that because it does come up often where I'm like, this whole data thing, like, I don't know what it is, but it is a little intimidating, right? Because there are certain things that I know is like, let's say Excel, for example. I'm pretty good with Excel, but I decided to take a class at LCC. I took the first one and then I was planning to take advanced. I'm still planning to take advanced, but when you hear about all of the capabilities, I'm like, all right, so maybe I'll take a little bit of time to kind of explore that.
Right.
Because it's like, it's huge. The sky's the limit. So I think for me, I kind of like stick to my area of like, I'm going to do a little bit of numbers and I'm going to figure out like percentages and be like, oh, okay, so this is where you are and this is where you need to be. And so that's kind of where I fall there. But I definitely am interested in kind of diving a little bit deeper. I just don't know how deep.
Yeah, I think it's interesting though, because that's the thing that we all holler about at higher ed. We need data. Got to prove it. You know, you got to show that it works. And it's something normally I'm dreading. I'm like, oh my God, I do not want to do this or whatever. But it's something that I can see. You guys should see her smile when she talks about that, which like not a lot of people do. So yeah. I think that's so cool that you're interested in it. And it makes a difference in how people make changes and decisions, you know? And so that's why I was like, that's what you should do.
I will say, just real quick to that point, is one thing that I do value or I try to like with our team is I'm always like, we got to get feedback. So we got to know like what's working. And then I'm able to kind of look at the data that way too. We need a little bit, we usually need to have more than we receive, but like I always want to get that feedback to kind of understand where we are, where we need to go. So I think that's a part of the data too. Yeah,
it is. Yeah. It just makes a difference. So I think that's kind of cool that you really enjoy that. So do you live by like any piece of advice or a motto?
I think the thing I say the most is it's not going to stress me out. So I say that as like a mantra to myself to remind like this is something that probably is going to get me going, but I'm not going to let it. So I just, my coworkers can probably be like, that's not about to stress me. This ain't going to stress me out. Because I can get stressed about things. And so I have to just say like, nah, it's not. I'm not going to invest that mental energy into that. I'm not going to use up that bandwidth because it's not going to happen. Well,
I'm learning that too because I run off of anxiety, right? Sometimes like, oh, I got to get this done, you know, and then worry. And my partner, he's like, you worry, it's still not going to make things any different. You just kind of got to go through it and do it. And I was like, you know, that saves you. It's, you know, stress is not the best for your health. So I'm learning that, but it's difficult.
It can be for sure.
I have to remind myself. So are you an introvert or extrovert?
So I'm technically an introvert, but I guess I fall more on, I've taken like some of the little quizzes and stuff. I fall more on the spectrum of an extroverted introvert because I do like to talk to people. I do like to be out amongst people, but I will do those things a lot of times by myself. And my cup, that's how you determine it to me. How does your cup fill? My cup fills when I'm by myself. So if I've done a lot of stuff with people, I'm not going to get more energy by being with more people. I need to go home and kind of reset. So I can do both, but I prefer to do things alone.
And I kind of feel like maybe that's a good way to explain it. Because especially at work, like I give a lot. You meet with a lot of people. You have to talk. And with you're on a lot of committees. You're running committees. So you giving a lot of energy, and I do need my cup filled, and I have to do it when I'm by myself at home, because I just need to breathe. I just want quiet. I just want, and that's something that's like, you're not no introvert, but yeah, I think I am to a point, because I can get too much stimulation, right? And then no, I need to back up off of that. So that's good that you've identified that about yourself and know that.
Yeah, and I think there's a term too. I've seen a couple, but the one I see more frequently is an ambivert, or ambivert, AMBIVERT.
Okay.
So I kind of
sign finger spelling it. What's your sign language?
I'm over here finger spelling the word.
No, but that's cool, because that comes back with your sign language.
It does.
I like that, and I think that you are very bright, and you add a lot to the college, because the support that you help. Like I said, if I need something, I know I can call you, because you know how to navigate the different systems, and you can hook us up, and you do it with a smile on your face, and you always has a good positive attitude, which makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? When you're working with people.
I really appreciate it. That's high praise.
Thank you so much. It is, but you dealing in a position where you have to deal with a lot of people, and to know that it's something that you enjoy, but you're extending yourself. And so I think that's great, because the inclusion advocate, that's a lot, because you want to make sure everybody gets a fair chance, but there's not a lot of them. So I bet you could be on a lot of committees, because they always probably trying to pull somebody in and things like that. So I just think that's cool. So I love this question, but I want to see what's your answer. If you had a chance to hire help for cleaning, cooking, or yard work, which would it be?
I had to think a little bit about this question. I would say cleaning. I would hire someone to clean. Yeah. Okay.
I gotta throw that out there for that, because I know I hate that. See, everything else I can DoorDash, or I don't mind cooking something. Yard, maybe I might yard work, but the cleaning, to me, I think.
Here's my rationale for that one. So I don't have a private yard, so I don't have to worry about yard work. Okay. So that's out. Cooking, I go through these waves where I'm like, I know I'm going to be this person, and then I get there. So I'm like, I wouldn't pay someone to cook, because I do cook sometimes, and I see myself doing that more. Right. But I think if I were to have someone to help with the cleaning, then all of these things that are part of this vision board of who Annescia is going to be are going to happen. They're going to happen. So
that cleaning and stuff.
That cleaning is going to, someone that can help me out with that and keep me accountable, I think would be really fantastic.
No, yeah, I agree with you for sure. What ways do you achieve work-life balance?
So I think it's still something that I'm working to be better at, but a few of the things I do is putting my WebEx on what our college messaging system, putting that on quiet hours, because I will interact with it if I don't at times that are supposed to be quiet hours. Also, just little things that I've done to kind of set myself up to be I don't bring my computer home. Even though I used to bring my computer home, and then I'm like, if it's something that I really have to do, I have to go to work and get it, because yes, I work remote days, and that's a little bit more of a challenge, right. But I've committed to leaving my computer at home, at work, not bringing it home, because then, all of the work that needs to be done, I can't be like, I'll just work on it tonight because it's staying here. The computer's staying here. So you got to get whatever done and then go. And so little things like that, but I'm still working at it.
Yeah, that's a difficult one. And it's, I've learned though, because, at the end of the day, the work is going to be there, right? Yeah. But your family, and so I think that's a good thing. Well, ever since the pandemic, I just bring my computer home now, because you never know. You never know.
But like you said, the work is going to be there.
It is.
And I think sometimes as well, it's giving yourself grace to be the work is going to be there.
Yeah.
So, that maybe take a walk, maybe just try to kind of get some of those joy moments in the middle of the day, because you're going to be kind of working out, it's that balance. It's also finding it while working. It's giving yourself time to take breaks.
Yeah.
To give,
go out and walk.
Go out and walk. And if the work is going to be there, it's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So, okay, this is a question. I think I probably know it, because but maybe not. How do you have fun?
Well, I love to see movies. I love to see movies, and I just went to I was at the Capital City Film Festival, which is great.
I've never been there.
Oh man, I had a really, really good time. Movies are my jam. I like watching TV too. My parents say that like I was their first kid, so they put me in front of the TV. The TV was a babysitter, so I'm like, that's why I love TV.
Yeah,
because that's how I started.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a big TV movie person. Also, like I said, I do get joy riding a bus and reading a book. Like that's my reading time. Riding my bike. Those are just kind of like no frill, just really enjoying and relaxing. Like I like to do stuff like that, and I like to eat too.
Okay, we're not even gonna go there because that's a fun time that we could have. But I guess I wanted to ask you about the Capital City Film Festival.
Yeah,
because I've never went. Okay, and so is this just like when they have a film festival in town? Is it local films or is it national films that they bring into Lansing?
Yep.
Is it at a movie theater? Is it at a special place? What I was wondering how that works.
So the Capital City Film Festival in particular, and like this is me going as a public member, right?
Right.
Like, I'm not on a committee or anything.
Yeah, and that's what I'm asking you as like, how do you look at that?
So the films are from all over, and then they also have like global shorts, which are films from other countries. But yeah, they'll bring their independent films. There was a film that they showed recently from about a camp at MSU, connected to the MSU Community School, Camp Brickstar, which was really, really good. So yeah, seeing that film made me really excited to be a Lansing Knight, to be a Lansing local. So yeah, you asked about the venue, and what they do is they like to pick different venues around the city and like zhuzh them up and every year. So this past festival was at the Central United Methodist Church at Ari Olds Museum.
Oh.
It was also, they had some stuff at the Robin Theater and one more, the Fledge. So they have different venues, and it's really cool to see how they transform them. It's a really great fun time. Like anyone that's able to go should go. It's a great time.
Yeah, see, that's why like I never knew anybody that went. And so for me, like it's a good thing because I like movies,
Yeah.
and to do an adventure in your own town, like why not?
Oh man.
And I could take the bus to it.
And you could take the bus to it.
Because as I'm getting older, I don't want to deal with people driving.
Okay.
And so I'm like, oh, that's a viable, option for me. But let me ask you this about that. And I know I'm going on a tangent, but
okay.
I just, do you find that you get to where you want to go on time?
Absolutely. It takes some pre-planning, but there are some really cool stuff. Like the transit app is like one of my best friends. Couldn't think of like Google apps for the bus, but it's like all bus. And so that'll tell you like if we're here at Lansing Community College and you want to go to Cravings Popcorn in Old Town, it'll tell you like when the next bus is coming, which one you need to get on. So yeah, if you know, like I have to get to work by this time, you can go into the app and say, I want to arrive to this location by this time, and it'll tell you what you need to do to get there.
Oh, really?
And Google Maps does it as well. So yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit, did I call myself a bus evangelist? I think I did.
Yeah.
So like I get really, really excited and nerdy about talking about specifically CATA buses, because like there's a whole thing. Like I said, challenges. I have a goal to ride all of the buses. I'm like 75% of the way done with that. So like I'm if people have questions who are listening, you can ask me about CATA, because I'm your girl.
Yeah, and you enjoy it. And people think, oh, I don't want to ride the bus. I want to ride the bus because I don't mind.
We'll go together.
Yeah, I would love that because I want to learn how. And now that you've told me, because it's not like when I was growing up where you had to go through that whole figure out, and they got it ready for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of tools that will help you to figure it out.
So yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, I know I'm going off on these different things, but you're so interested in, you have a lot of things like that I'm interested in. So this was great. What's the career highlight you're most proud of?
Well, I do think that when I hear from folks that they value my work in different ways, it's always really, I'm always really thankful for that. I've been nominated for the Star Power Awards 3 times. Mm-hmm. And so I really just, I'm so thankful that people take the time out to recognize like the work that I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I really like to like make things happen. And so when people recognize that and they're like, you made this happen or you assisted with this, I love that. So I don't know. I guess it happens in small and big ways, but it's really about getting stuff done and it being done really well.
Okay. What's one work-related thing you want to accomplish in the next year?
So I think as someone who likes like organizing and I like also like kind of procedures and like writing up how things are done, just because I feel like it's helpful for people to have things to reference. I want to create like a video library for our department of like things that we do pretty regularly that aren't like maybe the college doesn't have because it's like department specific. So I want to create like this hub of like, here's our stuff and just some more robust like training things. So like that we reference and we kind of add to. I want to create like a really cool resource hub for the CTE for our staff.
Yeah, I think that's a great goal. Because I know when you see, for me, I don't know, I'm not an instructor really, but I like when there's resources there that I don't have to reinvent the wheel. Mm-hmm. And so having certain maybe learning outcomes that I could look at and then add that to my syllabus and, you know, add a different aspect that's approved in all the curriculum, okay, everything, you know what I'm saying? But just to be able to have those resources and things that's there that can make the class interesting for students, because I'm getting the opportunity to see through my daughter's eyes as a freshman here at LCC. I'm like, the things that she thinks about and talks about, I'm like, oh, I never thought about that. Mm-hmm. And then adding that into a class to do that, I think what the CTE represents, it's like gold, because you can have so many resources. You can have them by, you know, discipline or like academic advising. It could be things in there and tools and things for us that it's a beneficial apartment. And I think that we need to use it more. And I like hearing that you're trying to develop more things for us to use. So I just think that's great. I'm glad to have someone here from the CTE. I'll be reaching out for some other people in the CTE.
Cool.
But if you had to tell your young self something to keep yourself motivated and going, what would you do? We're going to close it off with this. And I know I'm throwing this on you, but yeah. I just think that it's good advice.
If I had to tell my younger self, I think what I've learned is that, like I said before, if there's a particular thing, like people say, if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. Mm-hmm. If I have something that I want to do, I don't have to be pressed about when it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right. So I've had that theme come up in my life so much where it was something that I kind of wanted. And I was like, I have to make it happen. Like I have to figure it out. And then the moment that I let that timeline go or that deadline go, it happened. It happened in a way where it was like the perfect timing. Mm-hmm. And some folks would call that divine intervention. I'm just like, it's just really just allowing, like living and just knowing that it's going to be fine. Things are going to take care of themselves, and like really focusing on myself, finding my love, my joy, and the rest of that stuff is going to fall into place. So I think I would probably tell my younger self to not really be focused on when something's going to happen. Just know that it will, because it does.
Hey, we're going to end it off with this. I want to thank you for coming on Who's That Star? You've been a wonderful guest. And instructors and faculty, go to CTE and utilize the services.
Yes, please come see us, y'all.
Thank you. You've been listening to Who's That Star? I'm Lisa A., and you can listen to this episode of Who's That Star and other shows from LCC Connect anytime online at lccconnect.org. Thank you for listening. Catch me next time to find out who's that star.